one, the fundamental topic of this chapter, which is the difference between the use of is, id, the pronoun that you studied in chapter 11, pronoun and adjective that you studied in chapter 11, and the adjective suus, sua, sum, or the pronoun sui, sibi, se, which means himself, herself, itself, or themselves, which is to say that it's the third person singular or plural pronoun, just as the adjective su, sua, sum refers either to the singular or to the plural, is, her, or its own, or their own. The best way to understand it is really to look immediately at some examples. And what you need to keep in mind is that the pronoun and the adjective sui, sibi, se, se, and su, sua, sum always refer to the subject of the sentence, while is, id to someone else. What does that mean? Look at these two sentences. Puer se servat. The boy saves. Se, this is the accusative of the pronoun, himself, because se always refers to the subject. The subject is the boy, puer, and so se is himself. The boy saves himself. If the subject were feminine, like puella se servat, the sentence would be exactly the same, except that since se refers to the subject and puella is a female, you translate it as herself rather than himself. Okay, but you see that it doesn't change. Puer se servat or puella se servat. Instead, if you have, instead of se, you have a form of is, id, in this case the accusative, because the verb takes the accusative, it refers to someone else. So, puer eum servat is the boy saves him. Or, puella eam servat, the girl saves her. Her, not herself, but another girl. The girl saves her, another one. Okay? Or, I mean, of course, obviously, you could also have puella eum servat. The girl saves him. What is important is that it's not herself. Herself would be se. Puella se servat se. Okay? The same thing is valid for the adjective. If you have puer sum librum legit, you translate it as the boy reads his book. If you have puer eius librum legit, you translate the boy reads the book of him, which in English you still translate the boy reads his book. But it's very important that you know that in this case his book is the book of him, of someone else, while sum is his own book, because sum refers to the subject of the sentence. So, puer sum librum legit, it's the boy reads his book in the sense of his own book, while here, puer eius librum legit still means the boy reads his book, but the meaning is that it's the book of him, of someone else. So, suus, sua, sum always refers to the subject of the sentence, is id to someone else. Remember that suus, sua, sum or sui, sibi, se, se, the pronoun, refer not only to the third person singular but also to the third person plural. So you can have the same examples that you have seen before in the plural. Pueri, nominative plural, se servant, means the boys save themselves. pueri eos servant means the boys save them, meaning someone else. In the same way, pueri suos libros legunt means the boys read their own books, while pueri eorum libros legunt still means the boys read their books, but in the sense the books of them, of someone else, not their own books. Okay? So, sui sibis esse or suus sua sum, the pronoun and the adjective, always refer to the subject of the sentence. Of course, if the subject is singular, you say him, her, or itself. If the subject is plural, you say themselves. Okay? Or their own if it's an adjective. Is e aid is always used to refer to someone else, someone that is not the subject of the sentence. Okay? Practice a lot with the self-correcting exercises at the end of Willocks to really master this. This is one of the fundamental differences that you need to keep in mind, because you will always, it's always find it in Latin. It's a very, very common, they are very, very common pronouns and adjectives. Okay?